plug this in. Here we go. You can hear me again. Yay! The 9-volt battery died. Alright, now you can hear me. Very good. So I've been talking in total silence now for half my stream, but that's cool. Alright, after this I got some yard work to do. Get out there and do all that stuff. That's a dead battery, so. We're flying autopilot now. Definitely works, no problem. And, sorry about the technical difficulties today. We're still looking for those windmills, which should be ahead, so hopefully they're in here. You know, I don't really see anything. Look over the hood a little bit. I don't see any windmills in the distance, but we're a little far off. We're still about 7 to 8 nautical miles off of there. We're 25 minutes out of Laredo. So we're definitely getting there. And did my frames go up at all? We're testing out hyperthreading today. I turned it back on, and I have it overclocked to 5 gigahertz per core. But I think I'm going to have to go back to non-hyperthreading. It just seems to work better on my system like that. Again, here's what's happening. It's using all 16 logical processors. This has 8 cores, but 16 virtualized total. So it has 8 regular cores and then 8 virtualized, which gives it 16 total. And it's only able to overclock to 5 gigahertz. It usually runs at 4.8. But this is stable. It's just, it's weird. It's like a give and take on the simulator of hyperthreading. So, and if you look at my temperatures here, all right, it's looking pretty good for temperatures. You know, it's under 90. I'm happy with that. I've got one of those Corsair water coolers in there, liquid coolers, and I got like everything blowing at max. So, but you can see it gets in the 90 range here and there. But we shall have to see what's going on with that. Alright, we're still looking for these windmills out here in the distance. Feels weird for me to fly with autopilot, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll turn it off as we get close to the airport. Excuse me. I guess I'll have to take a screenshot of this cockpit back here too. I'm gonna get the free camera going here. Zoom out. That way, that little camera that you see there, I'll have it look like this. There you go. Try one more. We'll try a couple. I don't know where those screenshots are going, but I'll figure it out. And what I do is, I go to Photoshop and I take out the windows and I make them transparent, and then I put a video behind it, and that's how you make one of these nice things here. I was testing out the X camera, whatever this is. I played last night, and it works, but sometimes it messes up really bad and glitches. So I have a green screen on the way, and I'll just use the same stuff behind me. The thing that I didn't take into account though is that you're gonna see the gaming chair, which is right behind me over here. So, I might buy it still, I might not. Might do the green screen. I don't know what's going on. Maybe with the green screen it'll look better. I mean, because behind me I have my whole room with like some fish tanks in the back and stuff, so. But it is what it is. Now listen, we're supposed to be seeing some windmills right now. Oh, cool. S does that. What does A do? A does nothing. I'm not pushing Z, that's autopilot. Let's look outside. No, I don't see any windmills. You see windmills? It's supposed to be a ranch. So there's the ranch. That's cool. That's on the sectional. And then there's supposed to be windmills. Which it kind of looks like they have the paths that go to the windmills, but it doesn't only show windmills. There's supposed to be a bunch. It's supposed to be like a windmill farm right here. But anyways, I will call that time for my checklist. Checkpoint, I mean. 45 minutes. We're about 44. So we're a minute ahead. Alright, there's a ranch in the distance. A lot of ranches out here. And I should see that. Yeah, I just dropped my stylus. Good job. Should see that. Oh, there it is. After the windmills. Oh, excuse me. What's that? Is that windmills? Nope. I'm kind of disappointed there's no windmills. I gotta be honest with you. But, what can you do, you know? What they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to make a program like Vector. And they're gonna have to, put in those landmarks and stuff. Just like they kind of did with Vector Unprepared, so. But we're still on our way to Laredo. We're still 20 minutes out. So when we get to that ranch, I will find out the weather at Laredo and we'll go from there. Frames. It's about 20. It's got better. But it's not as good as it was with hyperthreading off. Windmills everywhere. I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. This is a little bit boring to fly with the scenery. I guess it's nice to see the real world scenery, but it's all flatland. There's really nothing to look at most of the time. It's like, oh, there's some flat land. Look, there's a ranch. Yay, you know. And I feel like flying it by hand. Let's try it. Autopilot off. Steady as she goes. Good. Alright. Well, I could let it level it out for you with the trim, I guess. Update on where we are in our flight here. That's Corpus Christi. We're going straight west almost to go to Laredo, which is on the Mexican border right there. Then we're going to continue our way up to the northwest here. Can't remember the actual stops. We're going to stop staying up till like 4 a.m. I can't remember the actual stops, but we're going to go this way, then up the west coast. So we started at Plymouth, Massachusetts, all the way down here, so we went all around the perimeter here. And now we're over here. So we're starting to knock them out a little more consistently, but it's only as time allows. Alright, let's dial into a VOR here too. Laredo's VOR's 117.4. I'll do it for real on this thing. Notice that's on nav. I made that mistake the other night. I was on GPS and I couldn't get the nav to work. So here's my nav right there. I push the cursor right here. Let's go to nav. And again, it's 117.4. There you go, and switching it to active. Now that should light up, there you go. And I should enter that thing. I mean, it's a little off, but about 047, so let's do that. what you do is you get there, and then you go to 40. Right about there. So we'll see what happens. But you could also ID it, which you want to do too. Just push this right here. I'm pushing. You have to turn the volume up. Yep, I turn it down. That's not cool. I might be able to turn the nav 1 on. Right? There you go. Way off course here. Oh, I gotta pay more attention instead of hitting these buttons. That is correct. Okay. Now, can we turn that off just with the volume button, which is kind of what we do in the real world a lot of times? Yes, you can. Cool. Looks just like the real world. Turn that off. And, yeah, we're going off course here. Sorry. It's just so many things to look at in this new simulator. Maybe I should put the autopilot back on just for a little bit, so I can mess with this stuff. Autopilot, heading. Come on, yep, heading. Altimeter, there you go. Alright, we also have to make it go a little more south because we went that far off course. We're at 2,500 RPMs. Nice to see. I think I'm going to have to do a streaming flight with the Cirrus though, because I flew that and I thought it was fantastic. So we'll have to try a flight that's not part of the Around the USA flights, because I want to do that 172. But it was cool. It's an expensive plane, but very cool. It's nice to have autopilot once in a while. I could stretch, you know, do a little dance. Oh boy. Alright, let's take a look outside. We haven't done that in a while. Flat land everywhere. At least there's plenty of places to land in case you have a problem. See that it would have a tendency to go north if you're not paying attention because it's dipping that wing, so the flight dynamics of the wind seem to be doing more now than what they were doing ever before, so frames are still around 15 or so this was the big test day with hyperthreading versus non-hyperthreading. It's starting to look like no hyperthreading, none. Because I was getting about 24, I was getting 30 last night. I mean, I know streaming takes a little bit, but it shouldn't take that much. Oh, I do not know. We're going to have to just work it out and see what we can do. But it's a nice flight here. Just, I wish the scenery was a little more exciting. I know we're in the middle of Texas, towards the Mexican border, but a lot of agricultural and not a lot of buildings. Alright, in front of us should be Laredo out in the distance, so we won't see that yet. And coming up on that ranch in front of me too, so let's see if we can see that in front of us. That's on the sectional is saying there's a ranch there, so use that as a checkpoint. Which this would hopefully be better at because, you know, you have satellite imagery. So I'm intrigued at seeing this ranch. Maybe this is it? No. Well, we'll keep an eye out for it. See if we find a ranch. It's on the sectional. Or in the distance. Looking for a ranch. There's Santa Maria Airport, I think, in the distance. That ranch should be coming up soon. See a ranch. If you see a ranch, you let me know. Maybe that thing. Maybe this. But, I guess that's it. I'll count that as the ranch. And that was about 56 minutes in. And I said 56. Alright. Laredo, here we come. We're gonna have to get some weather here. I'm letting autopilot do its thing right now. ADDONS 125.775. I'm gonna use my Saitek panel this time. It's just a little quicker and I keep my eyes on the cockpit more.
Laredo Airport information, Charlie 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, tree 5. 2.10. Altimeter 29.76. Visual runway tree 6 right and visual runway tree 6 left in use. Landing and departing runway tree 6 right and runway tree 6 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Charlie.
Okay, let's get the winds one last time. I think it was calm actually, now that I think of it.
Information Charlie 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, tree 5. 2.10. Altimeter 29.76.
76.
Visual runway tree 6 right and visual runway tree 6 left in use. Landing and departing runway tree 6 right and runway tree 6 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short and...
Not Charlie. But again, we're going to treat this like it's non-controlled because VATSIM doesn't have anyone on there for air traffic control. So there we go. I thought before it showed you headings. Oh, just on the DG, it doesn't do it for the autopilot heading. Okay. Alright, we're gonna take it off autopilot though. We're gonna start a cruising descent down. we'll get ready for Laredo. 3-6. I can do 3-6 right, and we'll do a left 45 downwind. Let's take a look at that and see what the pattern is. No, 3-6 right is a left. All right, good. 3-6 left is a right traffic pattern. But 3-6. Wait, 3-6 right is left traffic. Okay, right traffic on 3-6 left. Why? Because they have the Mexico border like right over there. But you should see the airport coming up pretty soon. Frames are now 17, 18. Yeah, it's better than what I started with, but again, this is all a test to see hyperthreading or non-hyperthreading. And the answer right now seems to be no hyperthreading. So let's go back in the BIOS and put those settings on. Trim down a little bit to 500 feet per minute. See, I think this is the airport, obviously, so it's like a big open field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go slightly north of it. Actually, that'd be a right. Well, it's Class D, so I changed my mind. I'm going to do a right downwind 45 to runway 36. Right. And that's because in Class D, they would tell you how to land in there. So it's only left traffic pattern when the tower is closed, because the tower is open from 1200 to 600 Zulu, so there's a 6 hours where it's not controlled. It's Class E, which is why then you'd have to follow those traffic patterns. But there you go. Just do this descent faster. I'm using my trim wheel to try to get down there. Maybe that's not the airport. It's so hard to find airports when they're loading. I'll use the GPS, but still. Alright, keep your eyes out for this airport. It's coming up. I'm about 10 miles out. 5 minutes away. Laredo traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 10 miles to the east. We're going to set up a right downwind 45 for runway 36 right, Laredo. Again, I guess for this uncontrolled, I'd have to do a left pattern, but we're just going to go for a right downwind, get this thing done. Not liking the frames today, and I'm going to have to fix that. So I guess the streaming takes out a lot. I'm not used to it because I'm prepared. It never really affected much of anything, so. Keep looking in the distance. You should see the airport coming up. What the heck was this thing then? It was absolutely nothing. It was just big open land. Okay. I guess I could dial down settings, but I was pretty happy with my frame rate the other night. So. Don't know. Okay, full rich, seeing that we're under 3,000. The mixture here. $2,600 traffic pattern. Altitude is 1,500, by the way, so we'll try to trim it out when we get there. Keep looking for carb heat, but we don't need it because it's fuel injected. be totally weird if you learn in this and then you have to go to a carbureted engine and need the carb heat. So it's all I can think of, because it's weird for me to go from flying real world 172s with carburetors to, oh my god, I don't need to do carb heat. Fuel both ADDONS. I did the altimeter instruments. To the DG again. There you go. Brakes, pedal test, pre-landing, landing light on. It's already on, autopilot off. Seatbelt harnesses, mixture, best power. Fuel set for both. I didn't touch anything, so we're good. And flaps as required, she'll do. And then it's landing at around 65 knots. I like 60. But, seeing that's calm, we'll probably go full 30 degrees. We're almost at traffic pattern and altitude here, so this is good. Just have to turn towards the airport, which is over there. You can see it. So that's cool. Laredo traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot 7 miles out on the right 45 for runway 36 right, Laredo. Well, at least you can see the airport this time. Last time I had problems seeing the airport in Corpus Christi. It either didn't load right away or something. But they're adding the auto-gen trees to go on top of the satellite imagery now too. So yeah, see this. All right, trim up slightly. Sometimes I lock that wheel, that mouse there, and I hate it, 'cause then whenever you move the mouse, it goes all around. But, alright, trim it up. And I don't know if I like these frames though, it's making it very stuttery, so we'll just try to land this thing and change it in the BIOS after, so. I'm going to skirt this lake over here for the 45. Not a fan of the frames per second. Not a fan of the trim wheel either. Keep using my yoke. Right downwind for runway 36 right. We're going to pretend that the tower told me to take a right downwind to 36 right, even though traffic pattern's left. So I can do that. That is the city of Laredo back there, by the way. So. Cash me outside. Okay. That was dumb. Turning downwind. Ever so slightly. Laredo traffic says 9 o'clock Foxtrot. Right downwind for runway 36. Right, Laredo. Yeah, not bad. About halfway up the wing strut there, so that's good. Cool. Just get a quick look at the airport. Yep. Cool. Oh yeah, I can do this. Very good. Okay, or beam the numbers, then we'll Go to 1700, and we'll put our first 10-degree flaps in. We're right about there almost now. I like this quick view. I'm starting to like it more and more now. So you can see what you're doing. But alright, carb heat would go on a carburetor, but we don't have to do here. 1700. We're under 110, so we can do 10 degrees. I'm going to angle down, trim it down slightly. Looking pretty good. 3-6 right. 3-6 right. Sun's a little much. Bring it up there a little bit more, and I should be at 17, which would also help me. There you go. Should be about 80, which we are. Good. Just want to get some distance here. Go to the left a little bit. Trim up slightly. I gotta work on this trim wheel. This is terrible. Alright, we're gonna turn right to base. We'll then do 1500 RPMs and look for that runway really quick, because I have a feeling that's going to be a really quick turn here. Level out, 15, another 10 degrees. Oh, actually we're doing pretty good. Alright, cool. Should be about 70. Good. Take a right turn to final. Oh, great, because I'll tell you, these frames per second are killing me. I turned hyperthreading on to see if it would make a difference, and yeah, hyperthreading off, for me at least, it seems like the frames go up at least 10 frames per second. But gives you a little more visual acuity to land on 3-6 red, I guess. I don't know. Oh man. Alright, we're a little slow and we're a little low. Not much slow though. Just give it a little more, give a little more gas with the throttle. Here we go. Laredo. Don't cross the border. Very close to the Mexican border here. I actually got to use the autopilot too. That was pretty sweet. It's a little bit boring, I think, but at the same time it helps you out when you're trying to look at all the new features of the simulator. Alright, full flaps. Angle down. I'm sorry about the choppiness with the frames. Then I had to turn my sound on for like the first half hour. That was good too, and my microphone battery died for the headset, so that was good. Alright, we're coming a little fast. I'll pull back. A little fast. We'll be okay. Little float because of the speed that we were at. And there you go. Very good. Alright, flaps up. Let's go turn carb heat off again, because I'm so used to it. We'll go to the next one. And we'll actually have to go all the way down the runway, actually, because that was the last taxiway before the runway. Oh man, it's alright. I would probably, in the real world, make some people angry, but it's cool. Yeah, because the FBO's on the left too. They have a closed taxiway on the left. Sometimes I think it's easier to do this in the real world than it is on the simulator when you're looking at everything. I did a dip there. What's that all about? Give me that front wheel shimmy. Had that happen one time in a 172p. I thought I broke the landing gear. It was a good time. So that is a closed taxiway. See how there's the X there? You won't see that though until you go down there if you're not looking at an airport diagram. So that is accurate. Corpus Christi was not updated to the current standards of the airport diagram. We're just going to take the leisurely stroll all the way down the runway to get to the FBO. So we'll go Lima Golf. We have to cross runway 18 right to get there. And we're good. The good news, no traffic around me, because if you're after me and I have to go down the whole the runway, it's not a good day for me if I'm second and coming hot right after you. So some brakes, some aerodynamic braking here. There we go. These frames suck. I had it pretty good last night. I should have just left it, but I had to test. So Laredo traffic says 9 Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 36 right, Laredo. Strobes off, carb heat off, everything else is good. We're good to go. Laredo traffic says 9 Echo Foxtrot, crossing runway 18 right at Lima. Laredo traffic. Low fuel. That's because I forgot to fuel it before leaving, but when I noticed my error, I looked at what I calculated for fuel and I was fine. So, looking good. Yeah. Oh, those taxi lights again. They're in the middle of the taxiway. They're not on the grass like they would be in real life. I'm not happy about that. Just little quirks like that. I wish they would just fix that. I mean, they made it look so good when they were demonstrating it on videos and stuff before they released it, and it looked really good. It's just, God, you can get the taxiway lights there. You know what I mean? They did it in all those other versions. All right, we're on Gulf. We're gonna go all the way down Gulf, turn right onto Delta, and go to the General Aviation Hangars FBO area. Park. So that was a pretty nice landing. Pat myself on the back there. It's definitely getting better. Alright, now I'm a little confused. Alpha would be that way. Golf would be on the left, I guess. I mean, it'd be nice to see taxiway signs to know which way I'm going. Another not good thing about that. Well, what's that? That is Bravo. So that's not what I want, so I want to go this way. Well, where's the sign to tell me that I have to turn this way? Because on my airport diagram it says straight is Gulf. There's also Alpha somewhere too, so I'm hoping this isn't Alpha. Because at the end of Alpha, they have a closed taxiway I have to look at. So, I don't know. I'm very confused with these lack of taxi signs. Gotta go haul some heavy rocks after this in the backyard. We're landscaping with rocks for a dry bed. So, it's gonna be fun. Get some exercise in. Maybe ride the bike later. Tomorrow, hopefully flying for real on the 172P. Weather's looking good so far. So, let's hope it stays that way. I haven't flown in almost a month. Yeah, it's been almost a month because of weather. So... Now, see, it took me down Alpha. See what I'm saying? Like, where's Golf? Oh my God. But it says I'm on Bravo, so obviously that's not updated either. I don't know. Sorry about me scratching. I got poison ivy from working in the yard. Alright, Laredo traffic, says Echo Foxtrot, crossing runway 14 at Alpha, Laredo. It's really Alpha, it's not Bravo. The airport diagram says Alpha. So I don't know. There's some funky things going on in this simulator. I think they really should have worked that out at least, but the taxi lights look better here. A little bit. Yeah, they're more equidistant. And this should get us to the FBO and the generally. See what I'm saying? No, look. You see that? It's like, it's out in the middle of the runway. Like, come on. Not happy with that. Don't even get me started on the excessive ground crew and vehicles if you have it tuned all the way up, which I don't. I just have 50% static aircraft, and then ground crew and other vehicles I have down to like 0, even though it still shows them. It's kind of ridiculous. It needs to be smarter than that in the future. So hopefully they fix that too. You know, I wonder if you push the pushback button though, does the guy actually hook up with the machine to the wheel? I mean, you don't really typically do that in a Cessna. You usually get out yourself, get the tow bar, and push it yourself, but what do I know? Alright, on the right here, these first two hangars should be the GAFBO. Of course, I don't want to crash into any taxi lights here, because that's about $300 for that. That's what my ground school instructor told us. Costs about $300 for that. This hangar here looks to be the general aviation hangar. The FBO is the one next door. So we'll go over there. We'll go park near these other planes. But I'm going to be heading right to my BIOS and turning hyperthreading off. At least they have some buildings. In Corpus Christi, they didn't have any building for the FBO at all. It's just open space. So let's find a place to park this. The other thing is too, when I parked at Corpus Christi, I parked in what would have looked like a spot to me in the real world, and then when I reloaded the game from the save point, which I gave up on after, it had an airplane like right on my wing. So it's all good. Okay, we'll turn this puppy around. It's still a good simulator. It's just little things, you know. I'd be for animated people if they can make them too, like on the apron and stuff, but let's not make it excessive like ground crew and vans going into taxiways and stuff. So, alright, checklist. After landing, flaps up, strobes off, landing light off. I leave it on until I get to the air. Taxi light, I leave it on. Trim set for takeoff. Whoop. And we will remember to fuel this thing, so. It defaults to 50% fuel, which, I mean, I guess that's okay, but. Alright, ELT verify silent, avionics off. There you go, transponders off, because that's a. Should have an avionics master switch, yeah, which the Cessna 152 is not. All lights off except for beacon. Good. Alright, mags, mixture full lead. Mags off, master off, beacon off. And we'll set that parking brake, even though in the real world we almost never do that because of hydraulics. So, alright, that is it. Let's take a view outside. This is Laredo, everyone. We're near the Mexican border, and I think my frames just went up because now I'm not moving. Yeah, we're about 18. I was averaging like 24 last night, 22. And it's funny because when I'm not streaming, I went all the way to 30 even with hyperthreading yesterday. So either streaming's taking a lot out or got a problem. Let's try doing a pushback. Let's see what happens if I push it. I think it's shift P still. Oh, he just pops up out of nowhere and says, hey, I'm just going to watch you tow that thing back. And I still haven't gotten to do the fuel truck yet, so I have no clue what's going on with that. So, it's nice that he sees you off and says, hey, let me watch you tow that thing back. Not give you any service at all. Yeah, it's cool. That's fine. You just stand there, little man. I got this. Hold my beer. I've got this. There you go. Alright, so the pushback does work. It's nice to see ground crew here again. Oh, is he moving? He's moving. How about that? Where's he moving to, though? Now I'm intrigued. Where are you going? You just ride that thing all day? I don't know. It just looks ridiculous to me. I mean, it's nice to see the guy that guides you in to a parking space. That's cool. But, I guess so, you know? You gotta have that coffee break and everything, but he's not doing much. He's not doing much at all. So, I'm a little irked at these things. I gotta be honest with you. Like, it looks great. I mean, it looks like high detail graphics and everything, but what the hell's he doing there? I'd push the plane back with the tow bar. When I took the Cirrus up to the main in this simulator, they had a guy guiding into parking. That, understandable. They do that all the time at FBOs and stuff. They send people out and like get you parked in the right place. But this guy did absolutely nothing. And now he's not even looking at me. He's like, I can't look at you. I'm on a mandated break here. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there for today. And we'll pick up these flights again, going from Laredo. You know what? Let's look at what the next leg is. Might as well, because I think you're the only one here, but that's cool. Plan. Oh, Sky Vector. I got to open up my Around the USA planning. Those taxi lights are driving me insane. I got to be honest with you on that, too. Like, there's no need for that. No, the simulators, the taxi lights did great. You know, they were basically in senior design. You'd make the taxiway and you'd say how wide it is, and then automatically put the lights on the sides of whatever the width was. So I don't see why they couldn't do something like that. But where the heck is my Sky Vector one? There we go. All right. So here's what we did. We took off from Plymouth, Massachusetts back in June. We've made it all the way around far in the perimeter here. We just made it to Laredo, so we're basically on the other side of Texas. And our next flight is going to be going to Del Rio Airport. Del Rio International. Right again on the border of Mexico. So it's another fun time, almost south of the border. And that is our next flight. That will take us a little longer than today. That was 130 nautical miles. Today was like 100, 105. So, good times. And then, when we get out west, it got a little sparser on airports here. But see, there's some really long legs. Or I should say longer legs. They're not like really long. But we're going to have to fly those and have some more time. So I'm probably going to fly those at night so I don't get interrupted by my children. Because I feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like, I just want to fly one flight today. And then when we get to the northern part of the United States, they get a little longer too, because they're a little more dispersed, shall we call it. And as we get back to the East Coast, it's going to get back to about an hour per flight. So, alright, that's what we're planning. So hopefully I will see you again on our trip from Laredo to, what was it again? Del Rio. So, and we'll have some fun there. So, without further ado, have a great day. Like, subscribe, follow, hit it all, make it happen. We'll see you later.